This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Minimum wage goes up across Oregon today. A look at those numbers and how it's changing in years to come. And a fundraising roadblock that's actually not about the money. The bigger issue facing a free bike program. Plus,
if I told you how I love to hear you sing that song.
a little sneak peek at Ben Rice and Karen Lovely, two artists scheduled to perform at the Blues Festival this weekend, when you can catch a show coming up this morning at 5:15. I love her name, Lovely. That's the way we're going to describe the weather lately. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Drew and Nina are starting their holiday weekend a little bit early.
Those scoundrels.
I know, absolutely. I'm a little jealous. But tell us more about the weather as we head out the door.
So today's a lot like the last couple of days. It's going to be quite lovely. We are seeing a push of marine clouds already coming at the coast and here into the valley, but it's clear up top, evidence that it is a marine push. So you can see the cloudiness starting to spill in a little bit earlier than we've seen it the last couple of mornings, by the way. We're at 59 degrees right now, but we should be sunny by noon again, which has been the trend. 68 degrees at that time. Later today, 81. We do expect stormy weather over parts of our state this weekend. But on the flip side of that, Portland could stay dry the 7 days up shortly.
All right. Thank you, Rod. Oregon's minimum wage goes up again today, but it won't be adjusted for inflation until next year. In the meantime, many businesses are already offering higher pay to attract workers who are in short supply. Alma McCarty spoke with a recruiter and an economist to get a look at the big picture.
In 2016, Oregon's minimum wage was set at $9.25 per hour. Since then, it's gone up every year, though by how much depends on where you live. Starting July 1st, most of Oregon will see a 75-cent raise. Wages within the Portland urban growth boundary will remain the highest at $14.75 an hour. Near Oregon's other more populated areas, the blue on this map, the minimum wage goes to $13.50. Rural areas, those in green, will see an increase to $12.50.
As of the last time we increased the minimum wage in the summer of 2021, about 5% of all jobs in Oregon were paid the minimum wage.
Gail Krumenauer, the state employment economist, says that percentage spans all industries and is typical. Most jobs do pay more. But right now, many entry-level positions also offer new workers a good bit more.
We've had more job openings than unemployed workers since the summer of 2021. So in that type of low unemployment and high competition environment for workers, we have seen that a lot of jobs are starting above minimum wage.
It's a high demand for people to work, and we're willing to pay the people what they deserve.
Vanessa Martinez works for the Hospitality Staffing Solutions Portland branch, staffing local hotels with housekeeping services. They're recruiting workers with a starting pay of $19.50 an hour.
Even though it is a job that's typically paid minimum wage, I feel like it goes down to how many people are wanting to be employed in housekeeping. And so I think that's kind of our drive to keep our pay rates at a rate where people are going to be like, I want to do that.
In 2023, the state's incremental increases will end, and minimum wage in Oregon will go back to being set according to the inflation rate. That was how things were done prior to 2016.
The idea was that the minimum wage would maintain its purchasing power over the year so that it would keep up with the cost of living for minimum wage workers.
Currently, Krumenauer explains, average hourly earnings for Oregonians have not been keeping up with inflation for the past several months.
So on average, we are seeing that workers' paychecks aren't going as far.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Well, despite the dollar not going as far, Oregon's 3 minimum wages, again determined by geography, are still among the top in the nation. The highest minimum wage this year will be in Washington, D.C. at $16.10. That's followed by California at $15 an hour, and the state of Washington pays $14.49. Also in Washington, a new law goes into effect today to try and stop thieves from stealing catalytic converters. State lawmakers passed this unanimously, and Governor Inslee signed it back in March. It requires businesses to show sales records and pay for catalytic converters through a traceable source like a check or a credit card. This kind of theft is a huge problem in Washington. One recent report showed it's jumped 10,000% since 2019. That's the largest increase in the entire country. Now to some of the other headlines we're tracking this morning. An update on a gas leak in East Vancouver. People are back safe in their homes this morning. About 100 residents on 45th Street near 151st evacuated for several hours last night. Vancouver Fire told us a homeowner accidentally ruptured a gas line while doing repairs. A man is now charged with attempted murder for attacking a homeless person in Portland's Old Town. Police say Spencer Kilpatrick repeatedly stabbed a man outside the Blanchet house. The victim, who goes by the name Scotty, was seriously hurt. Police say the attack was unprovoked. This is the second time this year that a homeless person has been attacked outside Blanchet house. And Eugene police say a woman who had acid thrown on her as she walked her dog back in March has been targeted again, this time at her own home. Officers suspect that the same person did this, and they're now investigating it as a bias crime. The suspect reportedly made comments about the woman being Native American. Eugene police are asking the public for help to find the person responsible. And those are some of your Friday morning headlines. I know it's kind of strange to talk about school this time of year, but a lot of students are going back to summer classes. Here in Portland, the district says its $15 million summer program is the most robust in state history. Kids at McDaniel High this week are part of a summer math program. It's geared toward helping kids of color develop better math skills while adding sports, you saw basketball there, and fun into the mix. The program started after data showed that a high percentage of Black and Indigenous students weren't meeting academic benchmarks.
So we just have a lot of things that are around helping kids understand the importance of math, how it fits into the real world, how it fits into their world.
The district is also partnering with more than 50 community organizations and providing free summer enrichment camps to more than 7,500 students. Well, a program that provides free bikes to kids has run into a bit of a supply chain problem. As Tim Gordon explains, their fundraising went great, but now they can't find enough bikes to buy.
We chose this location because people like to ride their bikes down here along the waterfront. And this story is about bikes and kids and how a long-running campaign to provide them has so far run into a bit of a roadblock. These are pictures of happy children getting bikes their families couldn't otherwise afford. It's the latest result of a free Bikes for Kids program that Portlander David Yandel has been spearheading for 20 years. But this time around, it's been tough. Yandel says Walmart wasn't able to sell them all the bikes they needed.
In the past, what they've done is brought in some bike builders who are independent, and they would build the bikes for us. This year, no such luck.
It appears supply chain and staffing problems are why, instead of getting 200 bikes to kindergartners and first graders before the end of the school year, Yandel and crew had to scramble to deliver 100.
We bought various bikes at various prices. We just took whatever we could.
Over the years, Yandel's Bikes for Kids has given out more than 2,000 bikes, often with Portland police or firefighters helping to deliver them. It got the attention of Pearl District developer turned philanthropist Homer Williams, who became a friend and partner on the program.
It's because of David. He gets stuff done.
It was Williams who got on the phone this year and quickly raised $16,000 to buy 200 bikes. They've got more money to spend, but
we're told they don't have them. And if that's the case, then when they get some, then we'll just keep on trucking.
Yandel wants to get trucking or biking right now.
Yeah, I'd like to implore Walmart, Fred Meyer's, Target, any of these places, just sell us 100 bikes. It's not brain surgery. We just need bikes to buy. That's all we need, nothing more, nothing less. Just sell us the bikes.
I've got some good news to add to the end of this story. You know, I reached out to Walmart this afternoon, and a local representative got back to me quite quickly. I was really impressed. She says they would love to connect with Mr. Yandel and get those bikes to those kids. They're going to work on making that happen, so I think we're going to have a great follow-up to come on this story. In downtown Portland, Tim Gordon, KGW News.
How awesome is that? I love a happy ending for sure.
That's crazy, though. Here we are again. I assume that's about supply.
Yes,
chains,
100%.
right? Here we
Absolutely. Yeah.
buy a simple bike or
But
a bunch
putting
of them.
heads together and making it happen.
Yeah, good story.
Didn't I see you on TV last night?
You may have, yes.
You had a mammoth day yesterday.
Yes, it's given me an opportunity to spend more time looking at weather maps. So hopefully this forecast information is correct.
Perfect.
All right. Here's the rain maker for at least parts of the Northwest over the holiday weekend developing up here. The low pressure center, though, works itself off our coast, but it never really comes inland. And the forecast modeling is liking the flow pattern that actually develops some measurable rain to mainly starting tomorrow afternoon set up east of the Cascades. Now, if that's true, we will be in a period of days where we have to tell you, well, a shower could develop. But now we're also kind of beefing up the part of the story that says, but we could stay dry unless you live east of the Cascades. So the first shower chance here on the west side is tomorrow afternoon, 77, some cloudiness, low 70s for Sunday and on July 4th. But again, a shower chance that may never develop unless you live near or east of the Cascades. Here's Futurecast. Now today is another day like the last couple. We are cloudy at the beach right now. We're seeing some clouds coming to the valley. This afternoon, all clearing all areas, including the beach, and it will go on to just be a beautiful Friday. We made it to 81 yesterday. I haven't actually looked at the final climate report, maybe 82. We'll be back up in that area today. All right, here's tomorrow afternoon. That's what I'm talking about. Partly cloudy skies up and down I-5, but there's shower and thunderstorm activity firing in central Oregon and also out toward Baker City across east. Everything is moving south to north. Here's Sunday, same deal. Mix of clouds on the west side, but really no rain to speak of. But here's central and eastern Oregon, scattered showers and thunderstorms, and that pattern could continue on Monday, July 4th as well. Here's the marine layer. We'll get back to right now. Haystack Rock under the cloudy skies. The clouds coming in quicker this morning than they have been the last couple of starts. That does not mean they're going to last longer. Temperatures outside right now, Portland becoming cloudy as we speak, 59 degrees, 55 overcast in Newport. 66 in the Dows. You folks made it up to 90 degrees yesterday, by the way. 81 today for Portland. Beautiful Friday shaping up. There are the shower chances that may or may not ever develop. And then eventually getting into the mid part of next week, we'll start to warm back up. And that is your forecast.
Excellent, Rod. Check this out. A little music this morning.
Working hard and friends desert, but you always seem so strong.
An original song there from Blues Festival regulars Ben Rice and Karen Lovely. We talked to them about what it's like to perform at one of Portland's biggest events. That's next on Sunrise.